You're doing fine on your day 7 of Extreme Reset. So far, we're done with the first week. What we have been doing is writing what have we been grateful for every single day, which is a very good practice for your mind. You want to keep that mind in happy mode, in more like this positive mode, so that you can be mentally fit to do your work, so that you can show up for your work and be mentally fit. But also, you have been showing up for your work even though you don't feel like perfect. Okay, even if you feel shitty, you've been showing up. Even if you have not been feeling like it, you have been showing up. Congratulations. This is the first week. This is the first week, my guy. So, it doesn't have to be perfect always. You gotta sacrifice things sometimes, which is what we have been doing every single day. The things that I've sacrificed so far. Let's see what I sacrificed so far. I've sacrificed screen time before bed. Screen time before bed. Totally. That is fucking fine because I started out with listening to self-improvement videos right before bed. Now I don't do that anymore. Fucking awesome because before I know it, bro, time has passed and then bro, I can remember me doing this when I'm reading this, but when I'm thinking of myself actually doing that how I used to before, I can't even think of myself doing it because of the change in identity that I've made in this 1 week time. The next sacrifice was so that I can not waste time unnecessarily. Yeah, so that I don't waste unnecessary time in the mirror. Because I waste a lot of time in the mirror. Because my hair is growing out, I need to arrange it, maintain it and some shit. Kind of distracting. I stopped that and it's working well. Also sometime, maybe 1-2 times, I didn't necessarily waste my time, but maybe I checked my hair unnecessarily, which is quite fine because it's like few minutes, but I have drastically reduce the wastage of time in the mirror. That was what I've been sacrificing. And then you have things like directly doing your homeworks after school. I've just realized that it's better if we do after our workout and sacrificing time the next day so that we can work out right after school. That is what I've been doing. Sacrificing to not listening to music in the shower, just keeping your mind cool, because all what have we have been doing is gratitude, is sacrifice, is doing the work anyway, finding our purpose, making it easy, doing the work anyway, doing the 2 minute rule, getting bored by not listening to music. Okay, we are not listening to music. I've not listened to music. Maybe my neighbors play some fucking heartbreak songs sometimes. Maybe there's some Christmas songs going on somewhere in the neighborhood. Fine. But I'm not indulging in music. And then I'm understanding the drawbacks of the bad habits. So first of all, you want to make sure that you know what are the bad habits that you're doing. Okay, in this life, we're gonna talk about the bad habits that you do. We're gonna eliminate that totally in this next week. Okay, and then we're gonna also limit input, the goal for next week. Okay, so whatever we're gonna do next week, we're gonna get ready today. We're gonna get ready for next week today. And before that, I want to mention about music real quick because I know most of you say that it's kind of hard because music is like non-negotiable. I mean, like it's hard to get rid of music. It's too hard. It's can I find something else? Is this type of music okay? Is instrumental lo-fi beats okay? I get a lot of questions like that. Music, that really depends on you. Whenever you want to listen to music, I wouldn't say music is a bad thing, right? So I wouldn't use the word urge. But whenever you want to listen to music, whenever you feel like listening to music, you think to yourself, first of all, can I go about my day? Can I go about my night? Can I continue going about whatever I've been doing without listening to music? Because if the answer is yes, then do so. Do not listen to music. Because if you can, why would you? Right? Because majority of the time the way we want to listen to music is either because of one, our habit, we've been listening to music our whole life, so we just want to fill our day up with music unconsciously because it is like a habit now, or two, it is because we want to indulge in our emotions. Now let me briefly explain this. It's essentially those moments when you feel happy but you want to validate your happiness more by music. It's almost like you're already happy, but because you're happy, it's like you feel a need to listen to happy music, positive music. But it's like if you ask the question which I've mentioned to you, can you go about your day without listening to it, even though you want to listen to it? And if the answer is yes, you don't listen to it. Because although it may be good to listen to some positive music, fine, good. But just understand this. If you don't listen to music, your brain is gonna be more fresh. Okay, this is for a fact. Your brain is gonna be more of this motivated state if you don't listen to music. Maybe at that moment, at that short term moment, it may be boring. It may be boring, but if you continue without music, you will find that, bro, you are excited for your life. You know, one of those moments when you just feel like huge part of motivation in your life, like yeah, you have a clear goal, almost like a clear physical. Oh yeah, all I have to do is get as big as possible in my life right now. I'm gonna bulk, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You get all motivated, you get so motivated in life, right? What if I told you you can feel the same almost every single time, almost every single day? Is by conserving your dopamine, and that's what happens when you stop listening to music. Now again, this depends on you, but as much as you can, you want to find ways so that you kind of like don't, okay, you don't listen to music, you kind of like avoid listening to music. Sometimes, yeah, maybe you deserve listening to music because you have done a great work day. Depends on you again, if it matches your vibe. But still, if you can go without it, don't listen to it. And if it's like you need to, maybe after some very long time, go ahead, enjoy yourself after a very long day, after a very good work that you have been doing for the past couple of days. If you genuinely, okay, genuinely, if you're not taking a piece, if you're genuinely believing that you deserve to listen to music now because you have been not listening to it for a long time, and then it's like you deserve it. So almost like listen to music, but not those bad degenerate music which are like kind of subliminally kind of influential for your subconscious mind, which affects your subconscious mind because of the harmful, degenerate, disgusting message from that music. So, you know, the purpose of this series is so that we can get back on track, which is why exactly what we're doing, Nicholas. So, recommendation to get back on the mindset. I kind of lost track, right? Happens every time, which is exactly why I started this series. There are a lot of ways to go about this, but first of all, it's like understanding that it's never supposed to be perfect. Because why do you lose track? Because you've been almost like in a perfect track before, you have been in a very good track before, right? Which is exactly why you can say that you have relapsed, you can say that you have lost track. Who said you wouldn't, right? Nobody mentioned that you wouldn't lose track, and that's a fact. Nobody mentioned that I wouldn't lose track. That's a fact. We just gotta accept it, accept that we lost track. Yeah, what can I do now? What can I do now? Because it's never supposed to be perfect. We're gonna lose track. That doesn't matter. Are you gonna get back on track? That is the most important question here. It's not about whether how long you can hold the track, right? It's whether or not you get back up. And I know it's easier said than done, which is why I think the most practical things that you can do in this period of getting back into track is to conserve your dopamine as much as possible. Some practices I mentioned are like meditations, every daily meditations, and avoiding listening to music. And that really depends on the type of person you are. If you are already doing bad habits, then at least try to manage those bad habits. Try to sacrifice your short-term pleasure for your long-term ones. Really put in the hard work, call the exposure, hard ass workouts every single time. And also making a routine really helps, although it's not the perfect routine, right? It really helps to set you a direction of what to do every single day, because if you lose track, you're gonna get hard time getting back on track, especially if it's the same track that you lost track. So you must almost like build a new track, something, just some slight adjustments. Just figure out why did you lose track, because in this moment this is beautiful, because once you start getting back on track, you almost like get better in your life to the point where you never face like getting lost in track again. It's almost like your tendency to relapse, your tendency to lose track decreases, which means that you are less likely to lose track in the future. So it's like use this opportunity whenever you're failing, when use these failures, use this period of your life struggles, so that you can find out why do you lose track, find out more about yourself. This is exactly what I did for quitting my bad habits, like fapping. I've journaled down every single time I've fap. I've literally, like, I used to be naked, right? I used to be naked, covered full of cum and all that. I used to continue to write down why did I fap. Yeah, it's because I watched social media. I shouldn't have watched social media. Why is it? Because my friend told he was gonna send me something, some videos, and I was watching that and I got distracted. Why did I get distracted? I didn't meditate for the past couple of days. Let me fix that. Let me fix that. Figure out why did you lose track. Understand that it's never supposed to be perfect, but understand that you have the control over it, which is the topic of this live stream. Extreme ownership. Once you take the responsibility of why you failed, how you failed, and what should you do not to fail in the future. Once you take the responsibility, you have the ownership of your life. Growing up, it was kind of hard for me to take responsibility, more responsibility, because I lived with my parents. My parents did everything for me, just the typical Asian family types of shit. I was just studying and all that. They did all the stuff for me, even cleaning my clothes for me, and then cleaning my dishes for me, making food for me, doing this stuff for me. And still to this day they like make food for me and all that shit. And depending on all your lifestyle, your household, it's kind of hard to take responsibilities, right? It's kind of hard to really be responsible, take ownership of your life, because every time you want to start some part-time job, right, you are feeling motivated to do a side hustle, or someone from the internet mentioned about side hustle, so you are getting proper motivated. You tell your parents, but your parents refuse. In these instances, your parents have an ownership of your life. I mean, they deserve to, because they have been taking your responsibilities. So, which is why, as we grow up and become adults and take more responsibilities of our life, we get to make more choices about our careers, about what kind of relationship we get into. Of course, there are still some like boundaries to that. There are still some limitations and values that you should live by, of course. But you get relatively more responsibilities, and therefore you get more ownership to your life, which is why your parents kind of stop scolding you every time. When you grow, the more you grow up, like, they decrease their scoldings to you when you grow up, compared to as when you were a kid, and they used to scold you every single time because you weren't responsible enough and all that shit. You must take ownership, okay? I'm talking about this in like long term, but in short term, in your present life, it's more like taking the ownership of your problems in your life. Now we could get real deep into this, because it's not only about your problems. What if you take ownership of other people's problem? Now we're talking. Now we're talking, because not taking responsibility is like level 0. Taking responsibility is like level 1, okay? Level 2 here is taking responsibility of other people, other people's life, other people's problem. Suppose it's like you're in a coffee shop, Let me fuck that coffee shop example. I was at school, okay? I was at school. We were doing decoration for sports day. It was like last month, exactly a month, not like exactly a month ago, but last month, November. We were decorating with painting and stuff, painting the charts, painting the board so that we can decorate it well. Everyone was doing it. We were in a group, and all of us were decorating the shits, right, with paintings and all that. There was this girl, she was my classmate. Her name I wouldn't mention, of course. Just privacy, right? Basic. We were kind of like helping each other out and all of that, searching for paints. And all of a sudden, bro, I don't know how, but she mistakenly dropped the red paint on my white shoe. Okay, it was like fabric watercolor. It never goes out, okay? I'm wearing my shoe. It's kind of like clean, it's white. And there she is, just mistakenly dropped that painting on my shoe. Okay, she apologized. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Q. I'm sorry. I should help you and all that. I'm just standing here like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Almost like I'm not like shocked or anything like that. It's my responsibility that I stood there where the painting fell. It's not her responsibility that she made the painting fell accidentally and put it in my white shoe and dirtied all my clothes, all my uniform and all that. It's not her fault. It's my fault that I stood there. It's my fault that I made all this situation happen. Because once you get to a somewhat higher level of thinking than you are usually, you will understand that everything that is happening in your life is because happening in your life right now. Like maybe some accidents happen, like for this case, because I couldn't like arrange the paint the right way so that no one will accidentally drop it on the floor. I understood right there, right then, that it's my responsibility. And this is one very recent example here. I've done a lot of things like that in my life, kind of like after I got into self-improvement, getting these new thinkings, taking responsibilities. I think this one really fuck the shits out of you, really motivates the fuck out of you. Because in order to change your life, to a degree, you must understand that you have the control of your life. To a degree, you must understand that that is your life. Because think about it. If there was your car, you are driving your car, you're taking care of your car, it's your car, it's very good, it's your property. You care about it. But if it's other people's car, you don't actually mind if you speed up on the speed breaker. You don't fucking actually care as much as you do for your car because you bought it. That is your possession. You are the owner of your car. You care about yours more. Your life, okay? This is your life. This is you. This is other people. Other people take ownership of your life, which makes you understand that this life of yours is not yours. You don't have the ownership of your life. You don't know that this is your life. Now, what this does is makes you demotivated to change your life. Because if you knew otherwise, right there, right then, that this is your life, everything that is happening because of you, and you have the ownership to change it. If you took responsibilities for everything in your life right now, like losing track, not achieving the things that you were setting out to achieve, being broke, not having any success, not reaching that, okay, being skinny, being fat. If you took responsibility of that, what happened is that right there, right then, you admit that everything is because of you. Your life is because of your past actions. Because you took responsibility, you set that equation that happened because of you, which means your life is in your ownership. And what do you do next? You make changes to your life because now you understand that this is your life. Nobody's gonna do shit for you. You take extreme ownership. Okay, maybe this is just like ownership, okay? You take action for your life. I know this sounds kind of cliche again, taking action, but when you know that you are having the ownership of your life, you get a motivation to do so. After that, it's just like execution and understanding that it's not supposed to be perfect, whatever I've been preaching, and most people never get there. Most people are too distracted. Their dopamines are fried up. They are mindless zombies manipulated by these modern technologies to the point where they don't even realize they are distracted. They are too, like, they are too distracted to know that they are distracted. They don't know that they are distracted. They don't know that their life is not other people's ownership. Okay, kind of like they don't even understand that their life is their ownership. I know this is kind of like a not so practical one, right? Whatever I'm saying, it's not so practical. I mean, like, take ownership of your life. What the fuck am I saying, right? What can you take ownership of your life right now? Which is why I want you to think this question. Like, for me right now, whatever is happening is because of me. Okay, maybe if I didn't jerk off for a very long time in my past couple of months in this beginning of this year, I would have gotten a little bit more success on my YouTube channel. Maybe if I stopped thinking with my dick, I would have I would have made more better choices with my relationship. Maybe a lot of things that I can think about. Maybe if I stopped being so lazy and prioritize my sleep, maybe I could have gotten more marks in my routine. Maybe if I wore a long pant, I wouldn't have gotten sick that previous month. I'm taking ownership of my problems, of my inability to reach the point where I can get to, of my inability to become my best self. And you can do the same. And this is not to feel bad about yourself. This is not to, beat yourself up, punish yourself. I wish I did that and all that. Yeah, you can say that you wish you did that. That is a sign of responsibility, but not to the point where you are like almost mentally affecting yourself. Don't do that shit, because that is like again emotional. You want to think rationally. You want to think what you can do at this moment. Okay, I fucked up. I take responsibility for that. I take accountability for that. What am I gonna do next? I'm gonna do this. Boom, 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 boom. 2 minute rule. Make it easy. Do it anyways. Boom. Fucking easy. Because getting from level negative to level zero is kind of easy. It's all about the inertia. But once you keep on, getting off track and getting in track, getting off track, getting in track, you get so used to that overcoming of inertia that it's easy, because the whole point is easy. It's just getting over with the inertia, and once you keep on getting over with the inertia, it's get easier. It's like practicing. It gets easier and easier. Basic. Now, extreme ownership. Now, this is like the next level of taking responsibility, right? All of us, we talk about like what I've been talking about, the ownership of your life, taking responsibility for the mess that you create, cleaning up your own mess, taking responsibility for your room, cleaning up your table, and just taking responsibility for your studies, for your career, for your life goals, for your health. Yeah. Yeah, why don't we take care of other people then? Why don't we start taking responsibility for other people's health then? Yeah, suppose it was May. It was May of this month. My mother, she got like a operation somewhere on her ear. Maybe it was like a lump on her ear or something. She got a quick operation. And then, she had to go to like not a very good hospital, because, the hospital were not as good in our city. And so I'm like, after taking tuition, after coming back from school, I'm coming home, my mom's not home. My helper is telling that, your mom is at the hospital with your father and with your cousins too. You should go visit her after some time when our driver comes back home. And then I'm like, yeah, fine. I'm taking tuition. I just came back from tuition. I'm thinking about my mom. How is she doing? Is she fine? Because she was talking about the operation for the past few days, and now today is the day of her operation. I hope she's doing well. And then, I'm journaling too as I'm waiting for my driver. My driver came. I went to the hospital, and then My mother is doing fine actually. She's just laying on her bed, just after operation, how a typical victim is like after operation, just laying on her bed, kind of tired too. Something is on her head. I don't know what to call it. To the point where she cannot eat full well, so we have to feed her and all that. And the hospital is not so good either. It's like a lot of mosquitoes, and the bathroom is also shitty. The facilities is not good at all. And then I'm just looking at my mother suffering because of the lack of facility in this hospital, suffering, kind of like suffering, but not to the point where she is complaining about it, because it's like normalized, right? It's like normal for us. I'm just looking and I'm like, damn, this is all because of me. It was not because of the lump on her ear, not because of my mother, not because of the lack of facility in my area, in my city, not because the government didn't make the city hospital better, not because my father couldn't make more money for affording more better hospital, not because of that. It was because of me. I've been jerking off a lot for the past couple of months. I've not been improving my life. I've been playing video games my whole life. I've been living like a shit. I've not been learning anything. I've not been doing anything. I've never had the courage to do anything. I've lived like a fucking pussy for the past couple of years in my life. I'm facing this consequence. Okay, actually, maybe my health is not good. Maybe my health is good, but my mom's is not, okay? And then I'm just thinking, like, yeah, fuck this, man. I'm getting proper motivated too at the same time. I'm trying to quit fapping. At the same time, I go home, after some few days, after like, working on my YouTube, and then, getting motivated, I fab again. I'm kind of feeling shitty for myself now. After 2 months, I finally quit fapping. Gotta take responsibility sometimes, because when you take ownership, you get a motivation. When you take extreme ownership, you get drive. Especially if it's for someone or the people that you care about in your life, you get drive. And I think for us young men, it is a very crucial skill to learn how to take more responsibilities, because this is a sign. This taking of responsibility is a sign of maturity. I was taking more and more responsibilities with my life, cleaning up my table, and then, cleaning my rooms, getting my studies done without my parents needing to tell me. And then, one day my mom actually was just saying like, oh, you're maturing, oh, you're a big boy now, and all of that, being happy and all of like encouragement and all that. I'm like, yay. And then, we're just having fun and all that. I'm like, damn, it's all because of taking responsibilities that this all happened. I studied on time without my parents needing to tell me. That is like a huge thing that I've done, because in the past couple of my life, past couple of years, my parents always scolded me. I was always watching phone. I never studied on time. They were kind of worried that if I would fail, they would always like get angry, and then I would always get angry back at them. I'm gonna study later. Yeah, no, this subject is easy. Easy. I don't need to study. I never got kind of like good grades. I kind of failed, slacked off at some years of my life when I was like grade 4 or 5. What is it? 11, 9, 10, 11 years of age. Kind of slipped back from school, because before that I used to get like very good grades, right? So I kind of got back at like 15 years of age, 16, kind of got back then. Yeah, 15, 16, kind of got back to my grades, good grades. And then taking more responsibility made it easier. Often we young men, we want to blame others, especially because we live under our parents. We've always had authority figures. We have our teachers doing all the shits for us. We have our parents doing all the shits for us. So it's easy for us to blame other people. Not gonna lie, yeah, that's the truth. It's easy for us. But once you take the responsibility to clean your plate, to wash your clothes, to clean your room, I know this sounds fucking basic for most people, but once you do that, it's like not only do you own your life, people respect you more than before. Maybe to the baseline level. Okay, fine, but they relatively respect you more. They see you as a responsible person, they see you as a mature person. So automatically, yeah, they respect you to the baseline relatively more than before. And when at the same time you take responsibilities for others, extreme ownership, even though it doesn't feel good, even though it is hard, because now you are almost like trying to live two lives, not in a way that you're spreading yourself too thin, but in a way that you are trying to cover up other people's mistake by relating it to why that happened because of you. Is your father sick? Suppose your father is sick. Why is he sick? It's not because he got sick because of some certain disease or viruses. It's not because of his lifestyle. It's not because he's not been training his health. It's because you've not been a masculine son, providing value and teaching self-improvement lessons to your family in a more like persuasive, influential way. Maybe your friend didn't do well in his class today. Maybe class test today. Maybe he failed in his exams today. He has to stay back 1 year after school. Why did that happen? It's not because he didn't study. It's not because of his family problems at home. It's not because his tuition teacher didn't show up for tuition whenever it was time. It's not because he didn't sleep well. It's not because he was addicted to phone. It was because you, as his classmate, you didn't even try to help him, did you? Now, certainly, we cannot help every single one in our life. Of course, we cannot take responsibility for everyone. That is when you realize that you must focus on yourself. You cannot waste another time playing 1 hour of video game whilst every single people in your life is suffering from the cost of you playing video game. Okay, maybe they will not realize that they are suffering because of your lack of being your best self, because it's like all is normalized, right? In reality, everything is normalized. Your failure is normalized. But when you start taking extreme ownership, you cannot waste fucking 1 hour of watching television show. You cannot waste another fucking hour on Reels, Instagram, wasting your time. You cannot even afford to like not work. You must. You almost get this feeling of like, yeah, I'm selfless. I'm like, I'm living in a purposeful way, selflessly. Not for my own good, because you realize then that you don't have any desires, because you almost become like a stoic, almost like a non-materialistic kind of spiritual guy, to the point where you want to put out your best so that you can help others because you're taking extreme ownership. And that happens, and when that happens, which it will, you can't help but feel fulfilled and kind of like purposeful, and also the happiest that you have ever been at the same time. Ownership, man, it's like a huge motivating drive. And again, we can't do it for everyone. So for that problem of us not being able to do it for everyone, not taking responsibility for everyone, we go back to focusing on ourselves. Because first of all, we started with taking responsibilities of our problems, right? That is like very basic, taking responsibilities for our cleanliness, for our hygiene, cleaning up our own mess, all these etiquettes, and journaling down, doing good habits, taking responsibilities for not having good health for ourselves. It's fine and good. The next level is like extreme ownership. taking responsibility for whatever the mistakes of other people, whatever the problem of other people's life is, because there you understand that it is all because of you, it is all because you didn't become your best self. And when you take extreme ownership to the point where you're like finding out that many people have problems, the people around you that you meet in your daily life, they are suffering in one way or the other. It's just that they have normalized it. In other words, they have normalized your failure as to live up to your best self. So when there are a lot of people that you need to take extreme ownership for, you can't help but get back to level one, almost like get back to square one, where you are needing to improve yourself again, where you are like taking responsibility for yourself. But in this point, it's like the next level kind of taking responsibility, where you are doing it so that you can become your best self. Because at the end of the day, you cannot do everything, right? All you can do, all your responsibility is to become the best self of yourself, the best that you can be. I know this concept of best self is like kind of shallow, kind of vague. We don't even know how it looks like, we don't even know how it feels like, we've never been that way. But it's as simple as the choices that you make daily. When you take extreme ownership to the point where you can't help but become your best self for the people around you, because you have this huge feeling of guilt when you not do that. You make choices based on your best self. Okay, will my best self play guitar or read books now? Will my best self play video games or journal down right now? Will my best self meditate or just procrastinate, look in the mirror and style some shits right now? Will my best self hit this workout or just skip it and just watch some movies right now? This is how you get closer to your best self. This is not gonna be perfect again, because I know in these internet days, we have Giga Chat. Everything is perfect. In other words, Adonis, Giga Chat, whatever these self improvement words are for them. These perfect idols that we look up to. It's kind of like ingrained in us that we have to be perfect too. But it's like, again, we don't have to be perfect. Especially if you're taking everything out of context and you're just looking at the perfections. You understand that you have to be perfect, but then you need to understand for your own good that it doesn't always have to be perfect. You just have to get back up whenever you fall back down, whenever you lose track, you get back on track, and that in and of itself is perfect. There's always something to be grateful for. Ah, dang. Today I'm grateful. Okay, like every single day, we're gonna do this practice again, alright? Date 9 of December. What I'm grateful for today? I am grateful for honey. Okay, honey. 1 teaspoon of honey every single day. I know it contains some sugar. It's like natural sugar, I think. I don't know the exact study of sugar, if it's especially like for honey. But I heard it's good for your throat, it's good for your micronutrients and all that. I don't know how far it's true, but I know for a fact it's healthy. So I'm grateful for the honey. And I'm grateful for kind of messing up. Okay, I kind of messed up. I'm grateful for messing up like 8 days ago, which is what caused me to start this series of extreme reset. I've been documenting every single day, so it's a good practice, and also you can follow along with me at the same time, updating you guys every single day. Yeah, I can sacrifice. What can I sacrifice today? Hmm. I can sacrifice turning on my light every time I wake up straight away. So I wake up at 4 a.m. So it's kind of like hard for me to get in the mode. so I gotta use the light sometimes. Sweet. So the next week, as I said, we're gonna plan that out. I, yeah, we're gonna limit inputs and we're gonna work on the bad habit list. We're gonna do all of those tomorrow. All right. Limiting inputs and elimination of nation of bad habits. Okay, I'm gonna teach you guys about bad habits and how to quit bad habits the second week. And you're gonna limit input at the same time, which means you're gonna double down on your dopamine detox. Maybe we're even gonna include some, staring at the wall kind of hours. Maybe one day we're gonna sacrifice just to stare at the wall. And by the way, by the time I'm gonna go to my village, which means it's gonna be after like 3 days, 1 to 3 days, 3 4 days. After 3 4 days, I'm gonna go to my village. I'm gonna record here, and we're gonna get some adventure done, and it's gonna be fun, yeah. And by the way, I've just completed my no fab guide. Done with the recording. I've done with the editing. Just today, I'm done with the editing. I've just saved that video. It's in my gallery. It is in the form of like a video. I'm just gonna upload it tomorrow. Today, unfortunately, I don't have the enough data packs to upload it. It's like 12 GB, and I don't have 12 GB on my phone right now to the network data to update it. I went to recharge my phone actually, but they say that there is no like line, there is no like connection right now, so that we can't. It's basically telling that we can't recharge. I don't know, for some reasons. I'm not so technical in like recharging phone data and all that, but that is it. I was like late at night going there and then telling the shopkeeper to recharge my phone, but it's like they said it's not available. So tomorrow we're gonna get it done early in the morning. I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna get the thumbnail done. I'm gonna get the description done. I'm gonna get the links set up, timestamps and all that. Everything is already done. It's just like I have to arrange it a little bit and then post it and schedule it. So stay tuned for that one because it's like 1 hour and 49 minutes long, something like that. It's gonna be a great one. Okay. Yo, we have Trahina, man. We have James too. We have CT2. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. Your Trahina has been doing a lot of good work recently, getting good habits done. Hmm. Yeah, I should, become more active with my Discord server too. I've been kind of inactive with my Discord server because of the over obsession with my purpose of like editing videos and all that, which is cool by the way. But yeah, gotta do what is necessary. But for now, I'm just gonna get back to sleep, wake up tomorrow, and get our shit done tomorrow again. Whatever has to be done has to be done quick. Improve your life one step at a time. Always